When I listed my Mercedes for sale on Bring a Trailer, they did a Carfax report, sent it to me, and was made aware that the mileage on the car is showing that it potentially might not be accurate. When I bought the car, I drove it, looked at it, got under it, all those kinds of things, and I wasn't concerned about damage or anything like that, and I've never even thought about a Carfax. So in full transparency, that's where this started. I was kind of curious to know, how that could happen. And so it's all written here and then documented, and I'll get into that here in a second. But yeah, so that's the only thing is, not actual mileage. There's no accidents. There's some history. But yeah, it's just those odometers. So that's available. Obviously this is available to you, all the items. But I'm such a visual person, I wanted to consolidate it down to one sheet. So we've got it, from new, all the way from 1986 to 1999. It's a 13-year span. Went from 10 miles to 76,000 miles, almost 78,000 miles. This is the, it's kind of questionable because there's no service history at this point. So either the owner did maintenance themselves, or it was a smaller shop and they didn't record the maintenance, or heaven forbid there was no maintenance. But so on average, there's about 6,000 miles per year during that 13-year period. Then in 2001, that's when it gets flagged as during the yearly inspection or something, somebody says, hey, the mileage is not actual. So whether the speedometer cable broke and somebody said, hey, this is broken, we're going to flag this as not legit anymore, and it just kind of stuck. And so from 2001, 2, 3, and 4, there was a state inspection done. So the state inspects it for safety and emissions and all that stuff, and then it was registered. There is no maintenance history during that time. So then the first maintenance record after that time is in 2004, where it's taken in. And so we're talking, about 6 years later, and has 102,000 miles. So the last recorded was 78 to 102. So we're about 24,000 miles, which throughout those, let's call it 6 years, is 4,000 miles a year. So we're in reason of where it's supposed to be. And then, it spills into a little bit of this line. So from 2004 to 2005, an 8-month period, you've got 3,000, and then there's the inspection. So you see in July every year, there's an inspection done. But yeah, so in 2005, there are multiple oil changes and such, and so it goes from 105,000 to 109. So in this amount of time, it kind of spills into this, but in this amount of time, you're at 3, 4, 5, that's 5,600 miles, something like that. And then through 2006, you're at 1,900, and again, spills into half of this, June and June. So a little bit of this goes into this, and then a little bit of this goes into this. So on average, you are around, 4,000 to 6,000 miles a year, 6 being the highest. So, and then 2008, it was registered, and then 2009, there was some maintenance done, and it was recorded at 121,023. So that last year I had about shy of 5,000 miles on it. The owner passed away in 2018. I purchased it in 2022, and I titled it and licensed it in 2023. And so that kind of takes us up to today. I had it about that mileage when I bought it, and as the ad says, I put about 3,000 miles on it, so we're at 24 something. So anyways, hopefully this kind of paints a picture of what has happened. Something happened at this point that caused some suspicion. In my eyes, my limited knowledge, there's no red flags to suspect, hey, where did 30,000 miles go, or where did this go, or where'd that go? It's pretty much all accounted for, and the miles per year are pretty consistent. So anyways, hopefully that's helpful if you were at all concerned, and thanks for watching.